Hey there, this video is going to be about how to use a preliminary hearing to point out weaknesses in the prosecution's case. And this video is part of a video series that I am creating on preliminary hearings. Now, preliminary hearings are one of the most important, and I would say in most cases, the most important hearings outside of trial, if you use them correctly. Now, my name is Veronica. I am a criminal defense attorney here in Los Angeles, and I help people who have been arrested put their criminal cases behind them so that they can enjoy their lives and their freedom. Okay, so this video is about how to use a preliminary hearing as a criminal defendant to point out weaknesses in the prosecution's case. So, you would think if you're arrested, you're told to come to court for a court date, you come to court, they say, defendant is charged with whatever, and it's some kind of felony charges that are really extreme. You would think that there's a prosecutor on the case who's like, hey, this is the police report, this is my file, larger file here, and I am prosecuting this person. I am prosecuting Veronica Barton. I'm prosecuting her. Actually, it's not how it works. They are not all that organized. The DA is organized in certain ways, but there's usually unless you're going to trial, there's not going to be a DA who's specifically looking at your case and thinking, I want to fuck this person over in particular. And actually, many times for low-level felonies, so I'm talking about felonies where, let's say, felonies where life is off the table. So we're not talking about attempted murder. We're not talking about third strike offenses or second strike. We're not talking about any of those. We're not talking about anything where you could get life. Mostly in most courthouses, and there is some exceptions, the DA is actually not looking at your case that hard, and many times not at all, until the day of the preliminary hearing. The one who's actually going to conduct the preliminary hearing, they don't even know about it. I have a case right now. It's an attempted murder case in Norwalk, and I've had my case manager calling, trying to figure out, are you guys going to be ready for the preliminary hearing or not? And the answer we get is, well, it's going to be assigned to one of two DAs, and we'll find out tomorrow, the day of the preliminary hearing. And I encourage you, if you're watching this and you're like, well, what's a preliminary hearing? What does that mean? Why is that bad? Is that weird? Go ahead and look back at the previous videos in this series, and you'll understand what the preliminary hearing is. And, I wouldn't want to take over a case on the day of a preliminary hearing, because I need to know what the evidence actually is so I can ask intelligent questions about it and make sure I don't miss anything. But the DAs, it's not the same for them. Anyway, sometimes in these cases, the DA has not actually paid attention to the case and paid attention to weaknesses that we have known either from the beginning or we bring out at the preliminary hearing, weaknesses that exist. So the defense needs to, during the preliminary hearing, take advantage of this opportunity to point out these weaknesses. For example, if someone says that they were punched, this is the opportunity to talk to them about, but you didn't have any bruises. Isn't that true? And bring out those facts so that we can use it for potentially trial if the case does end up going to trial, but we can also use it for additional settlement negotiations with the DA when they realize, now that they've finally seen the case unfold right in front of their eyes, that their case sucks, and this is the time for them to settle it if they want to avoid having to go to trial with a crappy case. I hope that this video helped you. I hope that this was informative. If you do have a case in LA, feel free to go ahead and book a call below. If you are looking for an attorney, we can do an initial consultation or give me a call.